2021. The mission has been configured based on the lessons learned from Chandrayaan-3, which hard landed on the moon and crashed in September 2019. Earlier, ISRO chairman K. Sivan had said Chandrayaan-3 would have a similar configuration to Chandrayaan-2, which he described as the most complex mission attempted by ISRO. The revised configuration takes care of the robustness in the design and capacity enhancement for flexibility. ISRO had aimed to land on the south pole of the moon on a spot that no other landing craft had reached before. ISRO will attempt to launch in the same area and will have a lander, rover and propulsion module like its predecessor. The spacecraft would cost around rupees 610 crore, including rupees 360 crore for launch of the rocket. It's a big announcement there by ISRO that they will launch Chandrayaan-3 as well. Now, ISRO is planning to launch the big project, that's Chandrayaan-3, during the first half of 2021. The mission has been configured, as I said, based on lessons learned from Chandrayaan-2. There's a big lesson that the ISRO has learned from Chandrayaan-2, and taking that into account, they will launch Chandrayaan-3 in 2021. Now remember, Chandrayaan-2 hard landed on the moon and crashed in September last year. Earlier, ISRO chairman K. Sivan had said that Chandrayaan-3 would have similar configurations as that to Chandrayaan-2, which he described as the most complex mission attempted by ISRO. And the revised configuration takes care of the robustness in design and capacity enhancement for flexibility. ISRO has evolved. It has taken into account all the drawbacks that happened in Chandrayaan-2 and has left no stone unturned to have a successful mission for Chandrayaan-3 in 2021. And remember, ISRO had aimed to land on the south pole of the moon last year on a spot that no other landing craft reached before. Now, ISRO will attempt once again in 2021 to launch in the same area and would have a lander, rover, propulsion module like its predecessor. Now, the spacecraft, as I said, would cost around rupees 610 crore, including rupees 360 crore for the launch of the rocket. This is the big news that we're getting to you at this point of time this morning of ISRO's Mission 2021. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Mughlan with more details. Mughlan, take us through the launch of Chandrayaan-3 come 2021.
We already know that the plans are already taking shape in various research centers by ISRO. We already know that the orbiter that was set by Chandrayaan-2 is still functioning well. Only the lander and the rover which crashed on the moon surface has to be rebuilt now. So what we're getting to hear from our sources in ISRO is that now ISRO is extensively working to fix the problem what it faced during Chandrayaan-2, because everything we saw in Chandrayaan-2 was a textbook launch, almost till the crash of the lander and the rover. Everything was as planned by ISRO. So small technical anomaly what caused the crash of the lander and the rover of Chandrayaan-2. So this time there have been lot of emphasis being put on the safe landing of Chandrayaan-2. So those research works are being taken up by various research centers all around the country. The rover, everything was as planned by ISRO. So small technical anomaly what caused the crash of the lander and the rover of Chandrayaan-2. So this time there have been lot of emphasis being put on the safe landing of Chandrayaan-2. So those research works are being taken up by various research centers all around the country, which is controlled by ISRO. So definitely this will be a big development when it comes to Chandrayaan-3, and we already know that 2020 has been slated as a very active year for ISRO. There have been many projects and launch missions being planned by ISRO.
Right, you have spelled it out in detail with regards to the mission of Chandrayaan-3. But what are the lessons learned by ISRO from Chandrayaan-2 that they have, rectified and that will be implemented in Chandrayaan-3?
Definitely, as I said earlier, the last time when the Chandrayaan-2 was launched, there was an orbiter and a lander and a rover. The orbiter that was sent by Chandrayaan-2 is still functioning well. It is orbiting around the Earth. So now the scientists in ISRO have planned to send a lander and a rover alone. So now ISRO is only focusing on the safe landing of lander and rover on the moon surface. So last time, as I said earlier, everything went as planned in Chandrayaan-2. Only in the last 40 or 50 seconds, which went out of control of the ISRO scientists, and that has caused the crash of lander and the rover. So this time the scientists are working extensively for making the lander and the rover to make a safe landing on the lunar surface.
Also, Mughlan, take us through the cost of the entire mission compared to Chandrayaan-2 and Chandrayaan-3. Well, we are talking to you about Chandrayaan-3, the big mega mission of ISRO that is slated for 2021, the second half of 2021. Well, let's address some breaking news coming on the broadcast.